If you're a business leader, right now, you're being told that AI is about to replace half your team, that it's happening this year, that if you don't act immediately, you're already behind. And I want to give you permission to stop worrying about that. I spent 30 years running large-scale operations, managing big P&Ls, and making enterprise technology decisions. And when I actually looked at the numbers behind the AI hype, I found something that almost nobody's talking about. Mass job replacement by AI, it isn't 2 years away. It isn't 5 years away. It's a decade plus out. US data center power, the demand is projected to double or triple by 2030 just to support the current AI trajectories. A single large AI data center can draw over 100 megawatts. Now, what does that mean? It's comparable to powering a small city. If you want to automate a meaningful percentage of jobs across the US economy, you don't need a few more of these. You need hundreds, maybe thousands. Now, the big tech companies, they understand this. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they're in a data center build-out race right now, spending tens of billions. But even with unlimited money, you still hit a wall. New data centers take 2 to 4 years from planning to operations, often longer with permitting and grid connection delays. And the grid itself is an even bigger problem. New power generation projects take 3 to 7 or more years for permitting, construction, and integration. Some of these companies, they're even exploring nuclear. Microsoft signed a deal to help restart the reactor on 3 Mile Island. Google and Amazon, they're looking at small modular reactors. These are real projects. They're not coming online in 2025, 26, or 27. They're 2030, 2032, maybe later. So when you read a headline that says, AI will automate 40% of jobs by 2027, ask yourself, where's the power coming from? Where are the data centers? Because right now, the plans are on paper and the concrete, it hasn't been poured yet. So mass replacement, it's a decade plus story. Not because the AI isn't getting smarter, it is, but because the physical infrastructure to run it at that scale, it takes that long to build. So take a breath. The thing you're being told to panic about, it isn't imminent. You have time. But here's where I want to redirect your attention. Just because mass job replacement is still a ways off doesn't mean AI isn't going to be transformative. It will be, massively. And if you look at history, you can see exactly what that looks like. Think about the personal computer in the 1980s. Think about the internet in the 1990s and 2000s. Both of these technologies were called job killers when they first arrived. And here's what actually happened. Yes, some specific tasks went away. Typists, travel agents, a lot of manual bookkeeping. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But at the same time, those technologies grew the economy so dramatically that the total employment, it went up, not down. The accountant, he didn't get replaced by the PC. No, her job changed. They stopped spending their days on arithmetic and paper ledgers and started doing analysis, advisory work, strategic finance. The role got more valuable, not less. The internet did the same thing to sales. Salespeople, they didn't disappear. Their jobs transformed. They got email, CRM, research tools, video conferencing, and they spent less time on logistics and more time actually building relationships and closing deals. The profession, it grew. That's the real pattern. Transformative technologies don't eliminate professions, they restructure them. Some tasks disappear, new tasks emerge. The people who adapt end up doing more valuable work, and the overall economy, it expands to absorb them. The companies that won these transitions, they weren't the ones who rushed in to cut headcount. They were the ones who figured out how to help their people move up the value chain, offloading the mechanical work to the new technology and redirecting their talent towards judgment, creativity, and strategy. AI is the next chapter of that same story. And the leaders who get it right, they aren't going to be asking, how many jobs can I eliminate? They're going to be asking, what work should my best people be freed up to do? And what new capabilities do they need to develop? So here's how I'd approach this if I were running your business today. Two things. First, focus on the work that drains your best people. Every organization has it. Repetitive tasks, first pass document review, report generation, data cleanup, the stuff your highest performers are doing that isn't the reason you hired them. And let's be honest, they don't like doing it anyway. These are the processes where current AI tools, not future AI, it's available today, can give you immediate leverage. And I want to be specific about leverage. I don't mean it's kind of cool, or the team likes it. I mean, how many hours per week does this free up? What higher value work can your people do with that time? If you can't put a number on it, it's not ready. But when you find the right application, the ROI is obvious within weeks, not years. Second, invest in adoption, not just the tool. This is where most AI initiatives quietly die. A leader gets excited about a tool, signs a contract, announces it to the company, and 6 months later, nobody's using it. The tool isn't the bottleneck. Adoption is always the bottleneck. The companies I've seen get real results from technology transitions, not just AI, any major platform shift, are the ones who invested in making sure that their teams actually knew how to use what they bought. Budget for training, budget for ramp time, expect a learning curve, plan for it. The productivity gain, it only shows up on the other side of that investment. Now, let me bring this full circle. The fear you're being sold that AI is about to replace your team, it isn't grounded in physical reality. The infrastructure for that, it's a decade or more out. You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to make reactive decisions based on headlines. But the transformation is real. It's going to look like every other major technology transformation before it. It's going to make great people more productive. It's going to reward leaders who figure out how to deploy it thoughtfully. And it's going to leave behind the ones who either froze in fear or chased hype. The PC didn't kill the office, the internet didn't kill the company, and AI isn't going to kill your workforce. But all three rewrote what a productive team looks like. And the winners were the ones who saw it early and led their people through it. That's what I'll be talking about on this channel. Not the hype, not the fear, just an operator's perspective on what actually works. If this was useful, subscribe. Tell me in the comments, what's your organization actually doing with AI right now? Not the press release, the real version, because I want to hear it.